Hello everyone, this is Dr.K.V.N.Rajesh, your host for the podcast. You all know we are doing the podcast since long time on the topics related to health, education and lifestyle, and we have completed successfully our Silver Jubilee episode as well. So in this contest, I am going to discuss one of the important topic, that is all about food. We all know that food is the real medicine. There is a famous saying about food, that food is the real medicine. And how to preserve the food is one of the most important topic that we are going to discuss in today's podcast. So we fear a lot whether to eat stale food or not, how to preserve the food in fridge, what are the precautionary methods that we have to follow, is the food coming from restaurant is good in quality or not. So all these things are there in our mind and we never get a clear cut answer anywhere. So today we have Vanshika Aggarwal, who is a young and dynamic microbiologist, and she is doing very good work in this food preservation area, and she has done her thesis work related to her post graduation in one of the areas related to this. So I am very much grateful to her for accepting this invitation and joining our podcast. So not wasting your valuable time, what I want to tell you all is to kindly go through this podcast from beginning to ending and do like, share and comment. And we all love your feedback regarding this session. So thank you, Vanshika, for joining this podcast session, and please do let us know about yourself to my audience.
Actually, I had done masters in microbiology from Guru Generation University of Science and Technology, and I had done food quality and assurance diploma from that university also.
Okay. So that's very good to know, Vanshika. Now, here, coming to our discussion, the first question I wanted to ask you is all about the preservation techniques. Why does food spoil and how do microbes play a role in it?
Food does not spoil on one factor. It comes with intrinsic and extrinsic factors. Intrinsic factors are factors which present inside the food, like water activity, moisture content, and the extrinsic factor is outside the food environment which we are providing to the food, like temperature and the process we are using for preservation of that food. So
Okay.
that's all. Intrinsic, we have pH, water activity, and we have to maintain that for not spoiling the food.
So that's very nice, Vanshika. Here, I wanted to know, like, how does keeping food in the fridge or freezer help it last longer?
As you know, refrigeration has 4 degrees Celsius temperature. So in 4 degrees Celsius, the microbial activity of microorganism becomes dormant or less susceptible to microorganism, so that they cause spore former or any disease. So in refrigeration, microbial activity becomes less. Microorganisms do not work at cold temperature. Most microorganisms work at optimal temperature of 37 or 35 degrees Celsius. So we use refrigeration for food preservation and to increase the shelf life of the food.
Okay. So, in general, what kind of temperature?
Your voice is not audible.
At what temperature we should store the food? There is a general doubt. What is the optimal temperature for storing the food?
So when we have to store the food for 1 week, then we can use refrigeration or freezing. In freezing, we can do blanching, like we have to take the food in hot water and then we directly put the food into like vegetables or leafy vegetable into cold water. then it is blanching, and then we can store into the freezer. In freezing we have minus 20 degrees Celsius. In that, the water which is present in free form in the fruits and vegetable will become crystalline. So their organoleptic taste do not change. So we can use refrigeration and freezing for short period of time for the shelf life or preservation. Not for a longer time, it will not be much reliable. Like it is a traditional technique we can use for 1 week or two.
Okay. So why do we boil milk or pasteurized juices before selling them? What is the main reason?
Like pasteurization is given by the scientist Louis Pasteur. It is an ancient process in which we will boil the juice and milk so that lactobacillus or other spore forming bacteria do not form spores or do spoilage of the milk or browning of the juices. So we use pasteurization. There are three temperatures in that: high temperature for short time, in which we use high temperature for 30 seconds. 30 seconds. That is known as flash heating. Uh, Next, we will do the long long टाइम के लिए लॉन्ग टेम्परेचर देंगे, जिससे क्या होगा, जो हमारे वेजिटेटिव स्पोर्स है वो किल हो जाता है. तो ये 2-3 हीटिंग्स होती हैं जिसको हम कर सकते हैं, जिससे जो हमारा मिल्क है वो ज्यादा लंबे समय तक स्टोर हो सकता है और जूसेस के अंदर ब्राउनिंग नहीं आए तो इस वजह से भी कर सकते हैं. जैसे लैक्टोबैसिलस होते हैं, जिसमें जो लैक्टोबैसिलस का स्ट्रेन है एल, इस रशिया कोलाई का जो स्ट्रेन है EO15H7, that is hemorrhagic and cause disease intestine, gastrointestinal.
Okay. So how does drying foods like fruits or fish stop them from going bad?
When we dry the food, then the moisture content will be become low in as compared to non-dry food. So the water activity will be reduced, and when the water activity is reduced, then microorganisms would not be able to multiply or replicate because they need water for their application. In moisture food, bacteria can replicate more faster and easily. So we use a drying method. As it is an ancient process, we can use this.
Okay. What do preservatives in packaged food actually do to protect against microbes?
Okay, so in packaged food, like when we are using the packaging word, then we are adding gases to them so that the food present in the packaged food do not get spoiled. So to increase its shelf life and to reduce the microbial load present in the packaged food, we use packaging. So there are a few things we add, like NO2 nitrates, which do not spoil the food present in the packaged food, and some antimicrobial agents we add in the packaged food so that it does not cause microbial activity. Clostridium botulinum is a microorganism which produce spore. So to reduce its activity, we add nitrates or nitrites, which we commonly use for meat and other products.
How does fermentation, like making curd, pickles, or bread, help preserve food naturally?
In fermentation is an ancient process basically in which carbohydrates can be broken down into alcohol or lactic acid by the help of bacteria, lactobacillus or yeast. In case of curd, we use an inoculum which have lactobacillus bacteria, which will convert lactose sugar into lactic acid formation, which will give acidic nature to the curd. And as we know that acidic nature will not be suitable for microorganism to grow. So this is the basic technique in which we can store or preserve the food. Like for microorganism, acidic environment is not good. it will not replicate in acidic environment. So fermentation is used. And fermentation is the ancient process. By fermentation, we can make wine or bread. And in this, we use microorganism like lactic acid bacteria, which is known as lactobacillus, and Saccharomyces cerevisiae for the bread.
Oh, okay. Why is vacuum packing or airtight sealing useful for keeping food fresh?
Airtight sealing basically reduce the contact of food with oxygen. Like there will
Okay.
be no oxygen when we use tight packaging or vacuum packaging. So we use vacuum packaging for to increase its shelf life or to reduce its spoilage. As when we do vacuum packaging, so the air contaminant could not be enter into the food, and it can basically we can reduce basically the cut of oxygen and the microorganism. When microorganism will directly be in touch with the food, then it will spoil the food more faster as compared to the uh, vacuum packaging.
Okay. Like, are there new modern methods of preserving food that are safer or better than the traditional ones?
Modern methods. Some traditional method is safe. Some modern methods are safe. We cannot fully rely on the modern methods. Like, but in modern method we use more safety. Like HACCP rules are introduced. Hazard analysis, critical control point. When the food is manufacturing in the industry, then we can use HACCP. There will be HACCP followed. Then only the food will be legally passed. Good manufacturing practices are done. Good lab practices are there in labs. So mostly modern techniques play more safety and more reliability to the consumers as compared to the traditional ones.
Traditional ones. Okay. So, can natural ingredients like salt, sugar, or species really help keep food safe for longer?
Yes, they are the traditional techniques. Like when we make pickles, then we add sugar and salt, as it is a brine solution which cause osmotic shock to the microorganism and draw out the liquid from the bacteria. So the bacteria is present in the dehydrated form, then it could not replicate. So it increases shelf life and cause the osmosis in the bacteria. So the mostly bacteria will not grow in that, molds will not grow in that, because the condition is acidic, and brine solution will cause dehydration to the bacteria.
Mm.
As
Okay.
we know, garlic has allicin present in that, so it is antimicrobial and antiseptic too. Um, uh, Garlic, turmeric has antimicrobial properties, so the bacteria will automatically will not grow because of spices, which India is known for that.
Okay. So here, in the future, what new ways of preserving food might help reduce wastage of food around the world? Because we see lots of wastage of food is happening. So, any new techniques that you are like predicting that will come to safely preserve the food?
Yes, like when we package the food, we can use active packaging. It will be expensive in some cases, as we know ripening of fruits can be done by thawing. So the packaging should be active packaging, in which we can which in which we can able to know that the ripening has been done. Ethylene absorber gases, so that ripening can not be done easily or fast as compared to the uh, time duration. So active packaging, intelligent packaging has been done, in which we get to know about freshness indicators, in which sensors should be inserted. There will be a sensor in which when the food is fresh, then it will give you a signal on the packaging. So the sensors can be used in intelligent packaging. So it will reduce the food waste or.
Okay. So, Vanshika, keeping this aside, I wanted to know why did you develop interest towards food microbiology? What was your career journey from your childhood, uh, like in your intermediate, like plus two, and after that, what was the way you have traveled? Because so many people will listen to us and they will also come to know like how to opt for this course.
Like you can do after your 12th, you can do your bachelor's in food microbiology. My
Okay.
master's is not in food microbiology. I had done the 1 year program, which is known as diploma of food quality. Microbiology is the whole portion, and food
Oh,
microbiology is the part of the microbiology. So I was keen to know about the food microbiology, so I had done a diploma in that.
okay. So, what job opportunities do you think will be there for young aspirants if they do food microbiology specialization?
Like if you do specialization after PhD, you can apply opt for assistant professor. Otherwise, then you can go for government exams like CFO, Central Food Officer, FCI, FSO,
Okay.
in which you can check the food quality of the uh, restaurants, and like when food is marketed, then it will be checked by FSO or CFO.
Okay. So, what is the lab environment you have experienced when you were doing your what you say masters and all? What kind of lab environment will be provided to you students? Like, where do you practice all these things?
Like in milk, you can check the bacteria. In labs, the protocol will be given, and you have to prepare the media and check the growth or the quality of milk by MPVRT test. And this will be taught by the university, or you can, when you go to any lab for practices purposes, they will taught you this.
Oh, okay. What is the advice you want to give to all the new generation, young generation? You advise them to take up this field. What is your advice that you wanted to give?
If you have interest about the food microbiology, or you want to understand about the food microbiology, how it works, then you can surely come into the food microbiology. And it has many options like FSO, CFSO. So there is not a single opportunity. You have many much opportunity. After masters, you can go to directly go to the industry like Nestle or milk industry. There you can check the milk quality, or Cadbury, in which you check the microbial load or microbial content in the biscuits, or like. And in research and development, you can also go after PhD in food microbiology.
Yeah. One last thing, Vanshika, regarding the projects. If the students want to do some projects, you have recently completed your work. So, what kind of projects can they select in this area? Mainly for the academic purpose.
Like this will be taught in the university, and the project will be given by the university if you will do your project in the dissertation or thesis in university. And if you go in other companies like Nestle or something, then they will provide you the topic for the project or research.
Okay. Thank you so much, Vamshika. It was very nice talking to interact with you, and hopefully the audience will definitely learn about the food microbiology. And those who want to take up this course, they also get motivated from this episode. Thank you so much, Vamshika. Thank you.